So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel on this fair Saturday evening. The weather's definitely improved, and what is set to be the final upload of the day, I've decided that I wasn't going to make another video, but then I saw this, and then I thought, why not? Plus, there's also something else I'd just like to address, which at the moment, with what the video title says here, that we can't afford Onana. We can't afford Onana, can we? Now, we'll address that in just a moment. Before I get into anything, a few things I would just like to shout out real quick is whilst I was, between my live stream that I did earlier today, when I just basically rambled on about all things football related, transfer related, from the Premier League clubs to other European outlets as well. My channel's managed to gain 5 subscribers. How's that happened? How have I managed to gain 5 subscribers? Well, I've after concluding my stream, I went and found a rather entertaining Manchester United channel. A good fellow. If I, sorry, probably would have heard just whoabouts that is, but let me bring his channel up. The channel name here is The United Philosophy. I found him just sort of halfway through a live stream, thought I'd just drop in and listen and just see what his channel's about, and he was covering a few topical points of the day over the past few days, which he does basically a live stream one live stream a day thereabouts, and just covers all topics to do with Manchester United on the transfer front, as well as other bits and pieces. And basically it's an all-inclusive channel, so everyone can go in there, everyone can talk about what they want to talk about, and it's all a nice sort of together community, which is a really nice all-inclusive type of channel, which is really nice for people who do enjoy interactive content, especially for things that they'd like to discuss, things they'd like to talk about. And basically it's like the world is your oyster, and you basically just talk about whatever you want to talk about. But yeah, seriously, just dropped in there, dropped him a subscription and all of that, and liking his streams and whatnot. And I will leave the link to his channel in the comments down below, because he did also then come back to my channel and drop me a subscription, as well as a couple of others there. But yeah, do be sure to check out his channel. I will leave it in a pinned comment below. As well as a few others have also dropped into another channel. I know this is going on a little bit, but I think this is something that I think is worth addressing, because the topical discussion is not really too fussed about talking about it for too long. But another channel that I did drop into is Jez Collins. You might know him from Lee Gunner streams. Arsenal, the history and more is his channel as well. I will also leave a link to his channel if you are interested about finding out about Arsenal Football Club and the history right the way throughout since the beginning of the club. Jez Collins is quite literally what I'd like to call the holy trinity of the Arsenal encyclopedia. So if you there's anything you want to know about Arsenal Football Club, I can guarantee you at the Arsenal holy trinity of Jez Collins, Kenny Ken, and Lee Gunner, those three between them, for whatever reason, they just know everything about Arsenal Football Club. I mean, Jez Collins has been a lifelong supporter, Kenny Ken, lifelong supporter, and Lee Gunner, lifelong supporter. And the coincidence that Lee Gunner's surname Gunner is literally symbolic to the term of Arsenal Football Club, the Gunners. It's very symbolic, very nice touch there. But nonetheless, I will also leave a link to Jez Collins' channel down below, included in the pinned comments. I've dropped into his stream, and they were talking about all things to do with Arsenal and all other topics as well. He's also quite an inclusive channel. People from all different backgrounds, from all different clubs. Don't even need to be an Arsenal supporter to go on there and just talk about all things maybe it's to do with your club. I mean, the bloke himself mentioned that he's been on a Bournemouth stream as well. So you can't say that he's restricting in any form, any fashion whatsoever. He is all inclusive. literally, seriously, really, really good channels. Not massive channels, but really, really good channels. Really, really good content, entertaining content, and really interactive as well. So really, really good fun to watch along with those streams and any video contents that they put out there. Seriously, really, really good people, as well as really nice communities. I'm saying really a lot because it's, we've got to add as much emphasis onto this as I can. So I'll say you're really, 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 really. But yeah, seriously, both of those channels, very, very nice channels. Excellent work that they're putting out there, and seriously, go check those guys out and drop them subscriptions, super chats when they're live. They've both got memberships, I believe. Do be sure to become a member on their channels as well, and just show them all the love and support. And quite a few, same thing for anyone else out there that's starting their channels, and so, in the same boat as me. Only just started getting content put out there, so we're all on a journey together, and any sort of support and help that we can give, then we should give. It's entirely free, no chatwa, unless you buying super chats and memberships. Then it costs a little monthly fee, but not too bad, not too bad. I know the cost of living's a bit ferocious in this country, but doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, you're showing some support, and that's all that matters. It's what comes from the heart that's what matters at the end of the day. But anyway, on to the video. It's spent about 6 minutes just talking about something that's nothing to do with the video itself, but basically, we can't afford Onana is the question. We can't afford Onana. Right. So I've definitely seen something earlier in the stream that I did beforehand where there was talk about potentially Manchester United needing to do a sell to buy to be able to afford Onana, which I don't. At the time, I was completely baffled, because I was like, but that was always going to be the intention. We're always going to be going on to Onana based off of what everyone was saying at the time, is that they were all towing the same party line. Yeah, we complete Mason Mount. That's a priority. Cool. David De Gea is leaving, our number one choice of goalkeeper, and Dean Henderson. God forbid he stays, but apparently he's also going out the door as well. So that's the intent. That was the intention. So Dean Henderson was meant to be off out the door. Well, apparently now that Andre Onana, who is meant to be the second choice, the first choice of goalkeepers to replace David De Gea, now apparently we're hearing that we can't afford to outright make the purchase of Andre Onana, which is very peculiar to me, very, very peculiar, because how many reports have we heard about 120 million, just a base amount of transfer budget to spend out of, with the applicable sell to buy options beyond that. We've spent £55 million with a £5 million add-ons, which are apparently based around success, which are, levels of success which are quite unattainable by the club, which henceforth the report said, oh, well, if United pay the add-ons, they'll be very, very happy to do so, because we'll be really, really, really successful. Cool. Excellent. Brilliant. Wow. Here's the thing. So 55 outright right now. So out of 120 million, we're supposedly now seeing here that there's 65 million left to spend. Well, you think, okay, fair enough. Andre Onana has only so far, from what I've heard about what Andre Onana is supposedly, what the asking price for him is sat around a £50 million mark, about a £50 million benchmark. So now I am getting a bit confused, because if we spend the 50 million that Inter Milan are asking for, this is what's being reported. I mean, we've initially bidding, I think, 45 plus 5 to 6 million add-ons. So, I mean, even if we were to get him for less, that just means there's more money left to spend, left over, right? About 15 million pounds remaining. So yeah, if we say, for argument's sake, we spend 50 million pounds on Andre Onana, get him in through the door, I said there £15 million left to spend, which it sort of ties in a little bit to the striker that we've been linked with, which is Taremi from Porto, 30-year-old Iranian striker. And if you think about the profile of the player, and you think, well, what sort of club he plays for, his age ranges, and the sort of striker he'd be, you'd straight away assume, oh, well, 15 million, so that should be roughly about what you'd pay for a player that category, right? With that sort of profile, you'd pay about 15 million, which would be what we'd have left to spend. But the conflicting reports or the contradicting reports to what the party line is towing is saying that we have to sell to buy to even afford Andre Onana. So what does that mean? Does that mean that the Inter Milan's £50 million asking price is false? And that is actually, they're asking for another 80 to 90 to 100 million, which in retrospect to that asking price means that Højlund we couldn't afford anyway, which apparently we've had bids rejected for Rasmus Højlund, because apparently the asking price for Højlund skyrocketed up to about 100 million. That's what the initial reports, when we started to get linked, like genuinely linked to Rasmus Højlund, the money just kept rising. The asking price just kept going up and up and up and up. And it's just straight away, 100 million, there you go, Manchester United tax. Do what you like. And now we're sort of sat here thinking, right, so how much is Rasmus Højlund worth then? Because if we've put in bids that have been rejected, apparently I've seen figures about the mid-30s. I'm thinking, so what's true here? What's true and what's false? Because I've also seen quite recently with the Rasmus Højlund, not to mention the asking price of 100 million, but to say, oh, but he'd be very, very, very pricey. Him and Gonzalo Ramos, both of those two options, very, very pricey. So how much is he worth then? Because that report with him saying, oh, yeah, it's very, very, very pricey, fits into the narrative that he's about £100 million asking price, or 80 million, even with the 80 million. I know that Gonzalo Ramos is about 80 million, but still. Gonzalo Ramos, 80 million, Rasmus Højlund, 100 million. You know, Atalanta are looking to fleece us. I mean, I can't say that they'd be wrong to do that. I mean, we paid them, I'm pretty sure, about £34 million it was for a academy prospect that is still getting loaned out till this day in Amad Diallo. I mean, something's going on, something fishy, something smells a bit fishy here as to what's truthful and what's not. Like, where do we cut the knife of justice that slices through any and all BS? Where do we cut here? Because this is like, it's like we're getting reports that are just contradicting initial reports, and no one really knows what's going on. So it's either one thing or the other. Now, the problem is that we could consider all of these journalists completely uncredible, but then again, it's still news. So if it's news, I'm going to react to it. So I might as well share how I think and feel about it. Now, what I say isn't based off fact. You know, it's just solely opinion based, but as well as, you know, what I take, maybe me, I mean, I'm only 24 years old, about to be 25 in about 24 days time. You know, a quarter of a century, I mean, Jesus Christ, it makes me feel odd just thinking about that. But even still, it's like, it's just like, there's all sorts of things with these media reports and everything where it's like, of course, it's going to be hysterical. You know, sometimes they'll exaggerate on certain points, and then you'll get another report come out that says, no, that's not true. It's something else. I don't think I've really seen a summer quite like this, where transfers have been, or reports on transfers have been so contradictory to each other. I don't think I've actually seen a transfer window that's been quite like this. What I have done, based off of the goalkeeping issues, is supposedly, according to the Express here, an article that I brought up, about the goalkeeping situation, that Erik ten Hag apparently has listed two other names as Andre Onana alternatives, because the Express says we can't afford Onana either. Great, brilliant. So we might as well just pretend that we had £55 million budget. We might as well just pretend that we've had that. Mm. Oh, can't go wrong with a pint glass of chocolate milk at about 8, half 8 at night. Can't go too wrong with that. But supposedly, let's have a look here at the two names that have been identified. Uh, so Manchester United have reportedly drawn up a contingency plan in case they are priced out of a move for Inter Milan goalkeeper Andre Onana. So this report here is basically just stated that there's a chance that we will be priced out. So this might be to do with perhaps where Murta Madness has decided, oh, I can't afford to do this. Oh, they're going to put United tax on this again. So they're probably saying contingency plan in case Murta manages to screw this deal up as well, essentially. Put it out in the media, guys, quickly before I start putting bids in, just so that people can they can see clarity. They understand what's going on. If I look like a complete jacket potato on a global scale, it's it's like a contingency plan. The plan is to put a media story out there to cover up for your shortcomings, John. That's what's happened. But basically, the two names. So I'm going to skip straight through this. So the two names. Now, one I've already mentioned was Jesper in the stream that I've just done previously, which is Feyenoord's Justin Bijlow. Now, I have no idea how to pronounce his name. I'll call him Bijlow. It could be called Bijlow. I don't even know. But I suppose Bijlow just makes most sense. Might as well just go with that. Just Bijlow. But the other name is Eintracht Frankfurt's Kevin Trapp. Kevin Trapp, which I'm pretty sure Kevin Trapp is about the same age as David De Gea, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he is. Let me double check that actually. Is he actually the same age? 32 years of age, yeah, so about the same age as David De Gea. Okay. Well, there's your replacement, guys, that you'll then have to further replace in another year's time. So, what do I make of those two? What do I make of those two? So, we've been linked to Trapp before, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we have, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've been linked to him before already, and he said absolutely no chance. Swivel on it. I think that's what he said the last time, and I think that was actually last summer when we were linked to a goalkeeper again. But then we ended up going with Jack Butland and Tom Heaton because why not? But anyways, I'm not gonna keep people around for too long because otherwise I'll be here forever, just running in circles and just making myself get even more and more worked up on something that I just don't think I've got to overthink it. Just don't overthink it. Just let it all play out and just react to it as it all happens. Just let the stream current just take you along and have to see what happens, basically. But let me know what you guys think about the potential for United not being able to afford Andre Onana. I mean, Jesus Christ, we haven't even really delved deep into the business of Andre Onana yet. We haven't submitted any bids, and we're already talking about all the other alternatives. I mean, Jesus Christ, when is it gonna end, Robbie? But even still, shout out to Pratt in the Hat / Prick in the Nick. But anyways, let me know your thoughts and your feelings on the potential to not being able to afford Andre Onana. And what do you make of potentially signing Bijlow and or Kevin Trapp? What do you think? Do you think they're two goalkeepers worth it for United? Do you reckon we could sign them on the cheaps? Will they be at the United level? Don't really know. It's one of those. We're treading on eggshells again. But let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. And before you take off and enjoy the rest of your evenings, if you are watching this on the same evening that this is uploaded, or whatever you're doing, have fun on the way out. But before you go, do be sure to drop a like, smash that like button, hit the subscribe, turn your notification bell on to find out when we next release content. And just a quick shout out once again, I'll include it in the comment section below. Shout out to the United Philosophy, and I believe his name is Stefan, the Irish bloke who does who is the host of that channel. I'll drop his channel link in below, and Jez Collins with the Arsenal history and more. I'll drop his link in the pinned comment below, and that's it from me today. We'll see y'all again real soon on Sunday. Take it easy, like it's Sunday morning, but treat every moment of every day, even if it's a miserable Wednesday night, just treat it easy like it's a Sunday morning. Slow down and then just enjoy the little moments. But yeah, we'll see y'all again real soon, and all the best. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.